said was stuff that I've been talking about, and I never heard of this guy until the other day. So sorry, I'm 6 years late to the party, whatever. Although I was talking about this stuff 20 years ago, but I just didn't know there was got someone on YouTube that was explaining things like kind of like the way we've been talking for the past few years.
Let's see.
But yes, this resonance frequency is like what it does. You can create a lot of energy out of a tiny amount of energy. Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
You,
watched both those videos, and
yeah,
I thought they were interesting.
yeah, it's very interesting, and it's not free energy like we talk about. Like what
Mm.
I want to be able to. Not, I don't want like I know that we can create unlimited free energy, perpetual energy, right? This is just a way of extracting a lot of energy out of a little bit of energy. But this guy to me is funny. Go to 40. Let's see.
I got to have 40 minutes.
Okay, let's see what he says here.
Let the full screen load.
And it's funny too because he's French
All right,
Canadian, so
hold a second. Hold a second. Let's do it.
Over again. So, folks, there it is. New technology available for everybody. All I need is some help because I can't fight this war by myself. It's a big war, and I'm only one person.
And this was before he
it's that simple, folks.
before he got like money from people to do a different thing.
To make it manifest. The word is manifestation.
Manifest.
Please look it up in the dictionary, and you'll know what it means. If you don't know the meaning of the word, you're a peasant, and you will stay a peasant for the rest of your life. And you will be a slave to the system to feed you and to take care of you. Now, this thing will break you out from the slavery because 80% of our cost of living is directly to the cost of energy.
Yep.
So there you go, folks. My name is Gerard, and don't be afraid. I'm here all the time. Thank you.
Okay, so then he talks more.
I'm going to play here, rest of it here in a second.
Did you hear what he said? You heard what he said, right? You heard what he said. He said, if you don't understand manifesting energy, and the idea of that, then you'll just be a peasant for the rest of your life. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, not everyone can just create energy on their own. But if you don't at least try to think about the idea of how you're being enslaved, then you're just going to be a peasant. And so just, be a peasant then. I just love how he said it like that. All right, what are you doing now?
Oh,
because I think
looking up manifest.
Okay, well, there's a couple definitions of that, but
Yeah, we'd have to.
I think manifest destiny, which is not manifest. Manifest destiny is something else, but then also manifest means bring forth. Manifesting means to bring forth something that is not being created, right?
If you have strong feelings about something, they will be manifest.
Well, that's another type of manifesting. Yes, he was talking about manifesting energy, which is like culturing, like producing in a way that most people don't understand how to create it, manifesting it, creating more and more and more. Like that's what he was referring to.
Let's see. Like the law of attraction, a manifestation is where your thoughts and your energy can create your reality.
Yeah. Well,
if you're constantly being negative and feeling down.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's true too. Yeah. But what he's talking about more of, in a electrical resonance time. That's the problem with words. You know the slave words we have, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying, if anyone would want to go and Google this, and if he's calling everybody an idiot, they're going to give them the wrong definition of manifest.
Of what he was
So-
talking about, kind of.
So,
Yeah.
so they're not going to find it. That's why. See, I'm looking.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not-
also though, bro, if you think about it, what you're talking about though, that type of manifesting is good because if you manifest goodwill, like Yah's will, which is one of our topics, if you want to try to manifest Yah's will, that's what you want to do too. You know, even more than this energy stuff. So
And I would like to see him power something else.
well, that's
He did. I know burnt out light bulbs, and that seems impressive. But
yeah. No, I know, and believe me, I looked into it more and more and more.
Now,
Watch,
but
okay.
this right here.
Where I live,
This is
the
ridiculous.
breaker box for the electrical, the whole system.
And this is true. I've been thinking about this for
Everybody
years,
said
dude.
They have the smart meter. Everybody, their bill went skyrocket. Well, I kind of figured out how it works now. Since I've been studying Tesla for over 10 years, since Tesla invented the AC current, the making and the distribution of the AC current, which was bought by Westinghouse in the early 1900s. Now, all that's I got a level probably about 400 amp directly from the transformer coming through here to the meter and to my box. In my box, the breaker is 125 amps, so the maximum of my box, 125 amps. Now, what I don't understand is when the ground wire suddenly, when I put my meter, I'm showing the amp I'm using, which is right now on that wire I'm pulling 3.5
So look,
amp,
hit pause.
and this wire I'm pulling
Hit pause, Terry.
really nothing because
Yeah, I did.
Hip hop. Okay, so there's
Yeah, I
three.
did.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm saying though is like I'm just gonna explain because this guy kind of, not that I can explain better, but I'll explain it more in American terms. But he's showing how there's power coming in, and it's showing the amperage power
Yeah,
coming in. You know, and then but the thing is like when he puts it on the ground, it's actually the ground should be zero. Nothing should be coming back out of the meter because that's what your house is absorbing, right? Like coming into your house and what they're charging you for, but they're sucking the power back out of your house back into the power lines, and they're just taking the power that you're paying for, and they're just getting it back. And that's what he's like. Why are we doing this? Sorry. Not that I can explain it much better, but that's what they're doing, though.
Yeah.
They're making you pay for stuff that you're not even using, dude. And he'll show it, like, you know, it shows it. It's crazy.
I'm not pulling anything. So, but what is funny is why my 3.5 amp or 3.2, 3.3 amp is going back directly into the ground wire. Now, the ground wire, that one is not hooked up to the ground. It's hooked up directly to the meter and up in the air and back to the pole. The sucking
Going back
the
to
same
them.
amount of amp almost
That
back
he's
into the power plant or the power station and fitting it back to you. So you're paying over and over and over for the same power you're using. Now,
Yep.
it's not a hot amp anymore because, see, I can put my finger on it and I don't get electrocuted. But
See?
it's the same
And this is where
amp
resonance
power
comes in.
goes back into the pole to the secondary line, your ground line, but the top line is fed with a static current, electrostatic currents,
See?
which is the same static currents going through that thing. If
Electrostatics,
I can
dude.
touch it and I won't die. And that's why the people who inspect the big power line with millions of volts on it, they can actually get dropped with a chopper on the line and walk on the line when the power is on and they don't die. The bird can land on the line, they don't die. Unless they ground themselves between the two lines, there's no danger whatsoever.
Then you could, yeah, because you're not
Long time
connecting
ago,
yourself.
When the power was distributed, it was only one line coming out, a single wire coming out to your house. And we're lighting up all what we had electric in those days. And our ground, it was ground, earth ground. But now they changed that. They make it really smart. Now they create a demand, which is a flow. Current on electricity doesn't mean what they tell you they mean. They mean direction, just like a river. The current of the
Yep.
river, if it goes
Current.
south, it goes south, it goes north, it goes north. It's a direction the water flow.
The
Electricity is just like water,
electromagnetics.
flow. So we have a current here because this here is reading the current. And why I'm reading 3 amp? Because now there are radiant amp, radiant watts. They still reading. We still have power. This thing I can put that in a transformer and really use my own power. And that's how
See,
the power company rip you off. They make you pay for 3.5 amp as I'm using it and take it back. They create a flow of current not coming to you, but going to the station. So that means they're sucking the power right through your equipment and reselling it to you. That's a pretty good business. Business like this, I call that gangster business.
yes.
What I figured,
Yes.
be paying back the people at
Gangster business.
$1 million for everybody who's ever be registered with BC Hydro with power, because they've been ripping him off constantly. And now the smart meter. So smart meter give you some kind of frequency and it screw you up and stuff like that. I'm not too worried about that because I don't have a smart meter in my hand to take it apart in a study. But
See,
I know
right there.
the old
Hit
days,
pause.
you,
Hit
on your
pause.
240, you
Right
were
there.
getting charged
He's the,
with the highest draw of the wire.
Yeah.
he said, I don't know about the smart meter because I don't have one. But remember I told you about the guy I talked to about the smart meters? Remember? And how what they do is they read it Wi-Fi. They read it through the air. They read the smart meters through the air, dude. So that's how they read what you're, absorbing, like what you're, I'm sure you're, where you live, they probably have smart meters. I mean, a lot of people do now, but it's cool that he said, like, I don't know about that because I don't have one. But the thing is, though, see, think about the next level of this. That's what the smart meter is, right, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like,
he says here in the video that the smart meter actually just reads both of these two lines and adds them together, so you pay more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So a smart meter is better at making you pay more for your energy that they're reselling back to you every single month, right?
Exactly, dude. But meanwhile, they're using frequency. They're using even worse. I mean, whatever. Other frequencies to get the reading. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's unbelievable, dude. It's just. I mean, it's not unbelievable. It's very believable. But like, and nobody even cares. You know what I mean? Like, they just sit back and just don't care.
Yep, they don't care about pretty much anything. But I think that just goes along with the whole grand delusion. They're just if they want to believe lies, they're gonna believe lies.
Exactly.
And that goes with everything from these so-called truthers to everybody else.
Yep.
If they want to believe something, then they're gonna just believe it. I mean, I don't see anybody. All right, I'll just stop for a second. Here's I'm gonna go for a tangent here. Whenever I discovered the flat, I know it's a fake flat Earth psyop because of the whole impossible AMAP model, but what I had to do is decide whether I thought it was flat or not. So I looked at flat Earth videos, and then I looked at debunk of flat Earth videos.
Yep. It's called sides.
It's called looking at both sides of the argument.
Yes.
Because and then so because you're kind of trying to base, you might have been lied to, so you got to base your own opinion. If now most people, when you present them with say the flat Earth, they'll automatically go to some debunk video and send it to you. So obviously, what people do is they bias themselves from the beginning.
Keyword bias. Go ahead, dude. Perfect, brother.
And it's easy to do. I mean, I've done it, before myself. Because I'm just
easy to do. That means convenient. Convenient to do. Convenient.
But didn't want to believe that it was actually happening or whatever. But with further evidence, and I had no choice.
You had no choice. Wait. You did have a choice. You had a choice to go back to the to your I always think about
or they changed
ostrich.
my mind and changed my opinion about it with enough evidence.
Exactly. You had a choice, but like you were saying, I had no choice but to either. No, well, yeah, because you were shown evidence and you had no choice but to either one keep going, like they say, red pill. No, truth. I say truth, not red pill. I say truth. Or put your head back in the sand like an ostrich. That's how I always think about the ostrich, putting their head in the sand, right?
Yeah,
Or
well,
I used to
just like
say, wool, pull the wool over your eyes. I got to pull the wool back over my eyes,
Well,
And I
just
did
like
that.
I bought the P900 just for the simple fact to see clouds behind the sun if they were real, And I found out that every once in a great while, it seemed like I got some of the clouds, partial in front of them, but it didn't seem like it happened very often. And then I got sent a video that showed with just simple camera work, you actually can see that the clouds are always in front of the sun no matter what, because all you have to do is look at high altitude balloon footage to see that obviously the sun is up much higher than any clouds are, because you can see the clouds down below. But so
Yeah, that
when I
means
was
that's debunked.
whenever I was shown the evidence that videos I put up were false, they were fake. It was a trick of the camera, trick of the eye. I
Yes.
removed those videos and I did not promote clouds behind the sun anymore because they did not exist.
No, yeah. They don't. They definitely don't exist.
So the point is, whenever you do research, you have to look at both sides, because if not, you fall into bias and one-sidedness, and then no one ever checks anything, and they still stay on the same path that they will be on until the end, I guess.
Well, you know what, bro? I don't want to get off this. I don't want to get off the Gerard Morin
Oh yeah.
thing.
Well, the tangent train is over. Let's go.
No, I want to. I'm going to keep the tangent train going for a split second because I want to say something. I called Dave Wide Awake because of a similar thing that I saw someone say again, or not again, but someone I saw. Remember, enslaved by No Media. Remember that guy?
Yeah, I remember him.
Remember? Okay, so he says that you can see further. Further. And I'm thinking. So I'm going to save that for next time because I want to get Dave back on. I like what this guy says again because he says the things that we've talked about.
And BC Hydro got really greedy. They decided to charge you for bolt wire, which is stupid because the two wire bridge like this to create 240, and that's one in between, so it's not going anywhere. So that's where it doesn't come back into the line. So now they charge you for line 1 and line 2. So if you hook up 220, you will have maybe 10 amp here and 10 amp there. So they charge you for 20 amps. Now, your kilowatt hours is 100 watts, which is 1 amp. Duration of using for 10 hours equal 1 kilowatt. If you don't believe me, read the bill. It's on it.
Read your bill, dude.
Rocket scientist, all you know is how to read. So I'm pretty sure most people learn.
Most people know how to read.
You're all educated. You all have a grade 12. By the way, I didn't finish my grade 5. I got bored at school.
He got bored.
They were not teaching me anything I didn't know. So therefore, that's how we are getting screwed. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so now let's see here.
All right.
This is what I wanted to see right here.
Remember I told you about?
Turn that to volt. AC volt.
I told you about this like a couple years ago.
It went up from 130 and it goes down to 1.8, 1.7, 1.5, 1.3 volt AC constant volt of this tiny little antenna.
See, okay, look, pause.
Now this plays into everything that you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So, right, okay, not. Well, I didn't mean. So, do you see that copper? You'll see.
Yeah, I seen the copper spread up.
See
at
how
the
it's like
top.
spread out, right? Dude,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things you can look around in society, these little things that spread out like that, and they're extracting energy from the air. And I've been seeing this for the past, 10 years or whatever. And I'm like, why do they have these little things? And I'm like, oh, because they're getting energy out of the air to power, like, like low voltage electronics and stuff, like cameras and stuff, dude. And I always wondered about this, and this is a good example. Sorry,
It means you can pull your own power out of the air, right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think they've been doing this for years, bro. I mean, like for a long time, like hundreds of thousands of years, even, or a couple thousand, maybe not a couple thousand. I'd say maybe 1,000. Because the spires and stuff, that's the thing about spires, right? Like these things in the air, like why are they up there, right? And they're like ancient, it goes back to that kind of stuff. That's just how I see these things. They knew stuff that they could extract energy out of the air. Because remember, we talked about this, how
it probably got built. Maybe it might even existed before the 1,000-Year Kingdom, but I would say it definitely would have existed during the 1,000-Year Kingdom.
Maybe that's what they were doing during that. But I mean, either way, nowadays they're still doing this. So that's the thing, But he does. I mean, I never saw anybody. I mean, I did, but I have. I mean, I just like how this guy kind of. He doesn't explain it like very well, but like he explains it in a way that I kind of like it anyway.
I mean, I like both of his videos that I watched.
I watched more, but
you said they got him sidetracked with something else, huh?
Yeah, it seems like it did, but I mean, we're working with what we're doing here is I think this is 6 years old or something. So, and then he started getting money, like he started getting backing. Eventually, and then and then I don't know. That's a thing, like you're only gonna go as far as, because dude, we're not all geniuses, and plus if we were, we don't have $1 billion, right? So you can only go as far as they let you go.
Unless you can build it out of just junk.
Well, that's the thing. You can build certain things out of junk, but then you're getting into, I don't know, time and energy. We're still learning. I mean, obviously, but I just like how this guy explains things. All right, keep it going. I love it. I love this guy.
We have energy. We are walking into a sea of straight electron who goes through your bodies.
Yep.
And in fact, if we didn't have this electron go through our bodies,
you would not live.
You will die. You will run out of electricity.
Sunlight is actually good for us.
72 hours. You would not be able to get up. You would die. If the sun would stop turning or stop brightening, we have 3 days. We will freeze to death, but more likely our electrical system of our body will stop to work. The only source of energy in this solar system is the sun. You remove the sun.
Solar system. I know.
The solar system.
I know.
We don't have a solar system.
He doesn't know that much.
Life. He's right. He's right about that. Whenever he says we don't have a solar system because we don't have a solar system. It's really It's a bunch of. But like it's made up. But he's right about other stuff. I mean, and that goes with saying people are good in their areas. And this guy's
exactly.
This guy got a pretty good area going here.
Period. So here's my proof. 1.2, 1.3 volt constantly, and there's no machine here.
Look.
So it's explained right from the top here. It comes right from here.
2 pounds of copper wire, which I flared up, and I hook up one wire to the end, and then I got an iron rod on the ground.
A
wire tied up to this iron rod, who comes here, so the wire are not tied up together, and that's all. It's as simple as that.
You're pulling electricity right
now,
from here.
if I would have a mass about 100 or 200 pounds of copper in the air, I would probably get about 120 volts.
Yeah, see? That's
constantly.
That's
the energy is around you. It's free.
Right there. That's the thing.
It's free. Now, for all the idiots don't know what the word free is, look it up in the dictionary. You know, everybody's got a grade 12, but they don't know how to read.
He
Don't
said
know
it
how to
again.
count.